question is, why do you recommend oil-free cooking? You know, I, like you, grew up cooking with oil, but I always knew that oil was harmful to health, and so I used minimal oil. But when I was using minimal oil and I would tell people use less oil, their idea of less was very different from mine. When I use minimal oil, I would use half a liter in a whole year. Sometimes use some oil here and there, and that would be enough for me. But I saw that people who say they're using very little oil say, I use only 1 liter a month. So minimal is relative, but if you say no oil, everybody understands exactly what to do. Why is oil bad for us? Because oil, when it goes into our body, makes our blood thicker, clogs up our arteries, makes the arteries narrower, and our heart has to pump every single second to push the blood everywhere, and it makes the work for the heart more difficult. And this is what we don't want, because then it causes heart disease and hypertension and other things, right? So if we look after this from the beginning, we'll never get these diseases. And if you've eaten oil in the past, our body always works to heal. So you can have more fiber. The fiber will help make the blood thinner. The thinner blood will clean out the arteries, and you can get back your original arteries without all the thickening, just by eating a healthy diet. And that's why we shouldn't eat oil, right? It's not just oil that we shouldn't eat. We shouldn't eat anything full of fat. If you boil milk, you get fat on top. If you boil meat, you get fat on top. If you boil chicken or fish, you get fat on top. These are free fats that cause problems. Now, the question comes, doesn't our body need some fat? Yes, it needs some fat, and that fat is coming through all foods. For example, we make oil from soybeans, or mustard oil, or peanut oil, or sesame oil, or coconut oil. So if we eat coconuts, mustard, peanuts, sesame, we are getting fat in our food. In fact, even orange, if you open it, you can see droplets of oil on the skin. So all foods have minimal fats. Nature is so wise that they have as much fat as we need, and we never need more. Never cook with oil. And the best part of not cooking with oil is that food tastes better, of course, but it's easier to clean the vessels as well. So cleaner body, cleaner vessels, cleaner kitchen sink, much better for everyone. And the last thing I must say is that when you reheat oils, they produce acrylamides, which are carcinogenic. And many people cook their food in oil and then reheat the food. This is very harmful. And some people fry the food in oil and then reuse that oil to fry more food. This is super harmful. And that's why it's safest not to use oil at all.